Okay, this is most of Grandmother's kit now out of the bags. Now this is where I begin to wonder if Grandmother has more clothes than I do. I have a hood, her winter or heavyweight or the colder weight coat. This is a woolen coat with all the patchwork over the top. It's heavy and it's warm. So I had this one made by my lovely friend Anna. She made this one as well, to be fair, which is lighter weight, has the sleeves cut open, and is literally just a cotton coat shape with the patchwork sewn over. So when things get too warm, I very much look like Grandmother. The hat, this is actually a choice of 2 wigs. The top one, the silver one, they're both bought new for this year. The top one, the silver one, please excuse the pounds, is a little bit more synthetic looking. The bottom one has actually got a proper net, but I don't know if I can be bothered to faff with that, to be honest, so I haven't made a decision on wigs yet. I've also got a plan to try cutting one of my old wigs, and I've got a number of dead wigs, and literally sewing it round the bottom of the hat so that I am not wearing a full wig under the hat, to see if that's a bit easier to wear and cooler. Yeah, this makes it very easy. So I bet you didn't know that underneath all that coat, Yellow's Lavetta actually does wear proper Varushkan clothes, because you can never tell underneath all the coat, but it's part of my getting into character to get everything together. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lightweight blouses, and over here I've got this, which is an absolute godsend, and I recommend it to absolutely anybody, which is basically a fleece blanket sewn into a basic T-shaped tunic. When things get really cold of an evening, that goes on underneath a heavyweight coat and I am toasty. Also have these lovely heavy fleece trousers, or these, which are the same as that, made from a heavy fleece fabric, and then just like literally I can be wearing like my blanket underneath everything that I'm wearing, and that's a top tip for the colder events. So that's all if it gets really cold. So that comes with me no matter what, but with any luck doesn't come out of the caravan. Then I've got basic trousers. I don't do anything fancy particularly with the trousers because you literally can't see them. The tunics usually end about here, and my normal pair of boots start about here, or the leg wraps start about here, so you've only got this much fabric. So I don't worry too much about them, and I've made these basic linen trousers up on an old pair of pyjamas as a pattern. And I've got 2 pairs of those, and I'll wear those. I usually just wear 1 pair throughout the whole event, to be honest, and swap the leggings underneath. I always wear leggings or cycle shorts underneath these because the linen's got quite rough and bobbly, and otherwise it chafes and it's uncomfortable. In the event that I met that Grandmother ever needs to go posh, I've never actually worn these, but never mind. I actually do have this, which is an embroidered, like, how would you describe it? Like apron dress. And this, which is a lovely embroidered dress as well. And, you know, I've even got a very nice overcoat as well, which I, again, never wear. So there was vaguely, occasionally I get invited to posh events and I dig out the posh kit, and then I generally don't go. Or I go, but I wear the big coats anyway, because everyone expects Grandmother to anyway. Same with the big blue dress. I had that blue dress with the apron dress over it, is one of my posh outfits. Never wear. Going back over to, so these are some accessories that ended up in with my clothing kit. I have a whole different box and a whole different area for accessories, but these just ended up in with the clothing. So they are my story cards, my 2 eating bowls, and my usual drinking cup, my pouch of tokens and things that people have given me, another sort of bit of token awarding, my fangs, which, do you know, I'm debating whether or not I'm going to need this event, because if I'm wearing a mask in and out, I'm not sure whether it's going to be worth taking fangs in and off as well. I've got these come as a bottom and a top set, and what I've done is I've moulded them both to my top teeth. I've got extra moulding stuff in there, so if I need to at the event I can remould. But yeah, as a rule, I generally, I'll either wear the bigger set all the time, and then if I want to just have a little bit of a lighter, smaller set, this would be the bottom, but you can mould them to the top, and that's another top tip for you, which is if you get the set that have got two, mould both to your top lip, because what happens is through the event, the fangs start cutting a groove. These fangs start cutting a groove because they're very sharp, and then I'll swap out to these, and the fangs are in a slightly different place. And you wouldn't notice necessarily, but it gives that groove time to heal, because these are slightly smaller, slightly more inset. So that's those. They come from Dental Distortions and come in a lovely case, which is really handy. Bear has ended up being in with my kit. I'm not sure why, but she's a lovely example of what my kit ultimately looks like. I look like that, but less berry. The thing everybody needs, sealskins. I bought a new pair for this year. Actually, that's not true. I bought a new pair for 2-3 years ago for the last events, because the ones I had had just got really manky and I'd started to wear through them at the heel. On wet events, doesn't matter what your shoe is, if you've got sealskins underneath, your feet are dry, and dry feet is probably the thing that I would say is the most important thing to remember when going to an event. So keep your feet dry. As part of that, I've got down here, these are my dry weather shoes for Yellies. So she's got dry weather shoes for Grandmother. And then I've got my winter weight, my heavyweight mushing boots in the garage. As I say, there's still like a whole bag in the garage, but it's not really kit. It's more the accessories, and then my boots are out there as well. Over here, that's gone in with this kit, and I would do another whole thing of my underpinnings and outer character kit, but in here are all my thermal leggings and ordinary leggings and cycle shorts. And I always wear either leggings or shorts underneath everything I've got on. It's just more comfortable to do that. And then I've also got my fabulous Nation t-shirts. So my heart belongs to Varushka, and my Meeple of the Empire, me. Look, Grandmother. And they stay in with Grandmother's kit because that's what I wear basically for setup and takedown. And sometimes you'll catch me in that in the mornings at the Empire, at the Egregore gathering. But to be honest, I'm usually in my onesie for that. I always sleep in a onesie if it's a cold event, in ordinary pyjamas if it's a hot event. I recommend the onesie 100%, but if you are not sleeping in a caravan with a bathroom and a bathroom floor you can be sure is nice and clean, then I would recommend getting one of the ones that have got the zip across the bottom, so that you're not dropping your whole onesie to the floor when you need to go to the bathroom, because therein lies madness, and a story I'll tell you another day about the time I had to end up running back to my tent in the rain in just my undies. So there you go, that's Grandmother. At least the initial bag laid out, and I'm pleased to say she has mostly survived her couple of years being bagged up. I'm going to, however, give everything a whoop, 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 because it's been in bags in my garage, and it all smells a little bit garagey, except for Grandmother's coat, which smells of the hearth fire. Will always smell of the hearth fire. Can't wash that darn thing, so best I can hope for is breezing it and praying. But at least it didn't come out and try and bite me, which I was beginning to think it might. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed my tour of Yellies Lovetta's kit. And yeah, wish me luck. I've now got to decide what I'm going to take and pack this up. I don't always take everything, so there we go.